Hello! Today I'm going to be talking about solving for a side with the law of cosines. Now we're given this triangle and this question to find the missing side of b and round our answer to the nearest tenth. Now this is the side that we're trying to find, this side b. And we're given side a, which is 16, and side c, which is 13, and the angle b, which is 173 degrees. And now we need to try to find this side of b. Now you might think that we would be able to find it using the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. But the Pythagorean theorem only works with a right triangle, and the angle that we're given isn't 90 degrees. It is 173 degrees. Now this isn't a right triangle, which means that we won't be able to use the Pythagorean theorem to find this side. Instead, we can use the law of cosines. And the law of cosines will enable us to find that missing side of b. Now we were given the values of a, c, and angle b, which means we're going to be using this formula in the middle to find b by substituting the side a, side c, and angle b, and using this formula we'll be able to find the missing side of b, which means we're going to be using b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b to be able to find this side. And we're going to be using specifically this formula because it includes all the values that we are given and enables us to find that b. Now to be able to solve for this, we're going to have to substitute all the values in its corresponding spot in the formula, which means that our formula will now be b squared equals 16, or a, squared plus 13, or c, squared, minus 2, 16, a, times 13, c, times the cosine of 137, which is our b, our angle that was given. Now, to be able to find b, we need to find b on its own and not b squared, which means that we have to square both sides to be able to find what b would equal, because we're trying to find b, not b squared. So we're going to square root both of these sides, which means that b, the value that we're trying to find, equals the square root of 16 squared plus 13 squared minus 2 times 16 times 13 times the cosine of 173. Now we're going to input this value into a calculator to be able to find this value of b. So here's our calculator, and we need to input the square root of 16 squared plus 13 squared minus 2 times 16 times 2 times 16 times 13 times the cosine of 173. Now when we input this into the calculator, we get the answer 28.8383, and so on. Now if you remember, the problem asks for us to round our answer to the nearest tenth, which means that we have to round our answer to the nearest tenth, which means that our answer will be 28.8, because the next number is a 3 and is not higher than 5, which means that our final answer is that b equals 28.8.